I'd expect this because Karma is a right, and this is the bitch that Karma is, and she came for Boosie because Boosie escaped the prison, but he won't escape Karma, right? And Boosie be saying the wrong things. Listen to the things that he be saying on his when he respond to what this girl is saying, right? And we're gonna go through the comments and all of that. Now look at this.
One night, my mother was asleep, and he came in and he started to abuse me. Then around that time, I actually can remember I was sleeping. It was midnight. It was dark. I was sleeping in my bed at my grandfather's house, and I can remember him sexually assaulting me.
If you know her kids' names, the schools they go to, I won't post them. I won't. I'm finna show this bitch that I'm not to be fucked with. I mean, this some crazy shit, you know.
He just gave away himself. Boosie said, this is some old, and then he said, this is some crazy shit. Right? He was about to say, this is some old shit that had came back to haunt me. That is what he was about to say. Look, Boosie gave away himself. Oh my God. Boosie said, this is some old, and then he said, this is some crazy shit. Look at this. Look at his eyes. They're so red. They're like water in his eyes. He want to cry because he can't believe that it's haunting him.
I woke up this morning, was born out in Kingston and leaving Jamaica abroad, not to England.
Yeah, people. This is a big news, big news. And this is what I be telling you when you try to come across God's people, okay? Anytime you see when evil people try to come across God's people and, disrespect them, right? Then karma will come into play. Because I've already identified Kodak Black here on my channel about him being on the good side of the universe, and he is represented by God. You know what I mean? He's a Haitian, and y'all know the struggles that Haitians been going through, and it is not an accident, or it's not just something that just happened spontaneously. You know what I mean? Haiti and the Haitians are some very, very special people of God. You know what I mean? They're warriors, they're strong, and they keep to the black magic. They keep the practice of their ancestry, all those old knowledge that had passed down onto them, or passed up, because we don't deal with down and we don't deal with back. Okay, it's always forward and it's always up. No back and no down. Don't back down and all these things. So the other day, we had seen where Boosie had been disrespecting Kodak Black, going out on the internet talking about his drug addiction or substance abuse, whatever it is that Boosie had accused Kodak Black of. You know what I mean? And it was crazy. It was distasteful. And I was expecting something like this to happen to Boosie. And I believe this girl, and I'm going to show you why I believe this girl. You know what I mean? We'll get there. I mean, a lot of people in the comments, they don't believe her and they're quick to bash her because, they love Boosie and they figure that Boosie is a good dude. But remember, right, I've already pointed out that Boosie is evil, is represented by the evil side of the universe. Now, anyone who is evil can really change over to good enough for the good side of the universe to work for them instead of against them. Because you have something like an arch enemy, right? Like I've been speaking about Popcorn being an arch enemy of Black Rhino, right? Because Black Rhino was signed to Vibes Cartel group or label before Popcorn had came along. You know what I mean? And they both similarly look the same, especially Black then. We don't say back. You know, Black then, they sounded identical and looked identical. And that's how the universe produced an arch enemy to remove the bad or the good. Because if someone's out there doing bad in a great role of power or rulership, then the good side of the universe will produce someone to get them out, as well as vice versa. The bad side of the universe will bring forth someone to get out or to go against the good guy. Just as we've seen, Black Rhino was first signed to Vibes Cartel, and then the bad side of the universe produced Popcorn, and Popcorn came and stole all of Black Rhino's blessing, right? Skillibeng and his friend Ritical are arch enemies, right? They both seem appearance similar as well as their sound, you know, and they were once friends. And this is how the greatest of enemies started out as friends. You'll never see a greater enemy who who became enemies from being strangers who doesn't know each other and just met up at one time and just had this dispute that gonna make them an enemy. Like in that way, you won't find the greatest enemy, envy and hate within people towards each other unless it's when it's their friends that in the beginning. Friends in the beginning who become enemy, that is when the war is really, it is really terrible, when friends become enemies. Okay? So, Skillibeng, in order for these people like Boosie and the Popcorn and the Skillibeng who are on the side of evil, in order for them to become good, they need to apologize, you know, and make things right with the ones who they had snake. You know what I mean? And if they had unalive anyone, they need to, you know, show remorse within themselves and, you know, show that they're feeling hurtful. Because evil people don't really, you know, have any emotion or any remorse for the people who they harm. You know what I mean? So, it's like, let me pause this because the rain. Okay, yeah, the rain is out there, guys. So, I was just about to close the window. So now we've seen where this girl came out accusing Boosie. Now let's look at all the bad that Boosie has tied to his name compared to the good. Because this is how you know who is evil from who is really good, right? If their evil deeds outweighs the good ones, okay? And good people do evil things too, you know, sometimes they do negative things. And the reason why this is important, it's a mathematical, because everything can maths out. Maths is a way how to solve many equations, you know what I mean? In life, like not just numbers. You know, like now we're using maths or mathematics to figure out or to show you guys that Boosie is really on the evil side. Now remember, let's check out his bad raps, right? Now his name is involved in the unaliving of what's that guy name who he was gambling with, right? Remember that dice game with with the mob ties son, the son of the mob tie boss, right? What's his name? Y'all know who I'm talking about. That junior guy, right? Yeah, that junior guy from the mob ties. Okay, so Boozy and the mob tie boss son, the son of the mob tie boss, right? Um, let's get his name for those who mob ties. Hold on, mob ties junior. Let me see junior tie junior. Let's see, Prince Junior, right? Yes, so Prince Jr. is the name of the son of the Kingpin boss, the mob tie boss, my bad, right? So Prince Jr., who is the son of the mob tie boss, had held a dice game with Boozy, right? And then one of Boozy's friend had won the dice game, and after he had won and was leaving, he had trust Boozy, right? To put up some of the money, I think. And he was gunned down, he was backdoored. And you know, the feds are now, you know, looking into Boozy and Prince Jr., and a lot of the guys that were at the dice game. And a lot of people in the streets been saying that Boosie is responsible because they're saying that it's not Boosie first time backdooring someone he knows like that. You know what I mean? So that is something wild. And the thing is about that, they found the guy phone and the bag of money in Boosie's house. Right? They found the guy money that he had won and beat them at the dice game at Boosie's house. So Boosie is definitely involved in that case. You know what I mean? So that's one terrible bad thing. And that outweighs any good that he has done already. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that has already outweighed all is good. All right. So now again, Boosie have a lot of other bad things, like with his friend who is doing time, like a little kid who was his hitman. You know what I'm saying? And it's like he took the fall for Boosie doing a life sentence. So that's just crazy. And people be bashing Boosie for that nonstop for years. You know what I mean? For many years. And Boosie, we see where Boosie and his daughter did their first collab. He gave her a song. She snapped on it. You know, she had the energy. I don't really support those things though. You know, like you being a dad and you have your daughter acting all gangster because she's so fanned out by these rappers and she want to be like them so bad. I mean, like, what about education? Because Boosie's like a TI. Both of his children are a failure. They're like king, right? Boosie's son got arrested multiple times, you know, crashing out, seeking attention. Like, what the fuck is these kids behaving like that? And their parents are wealthy, and then their parents just allow them. And then when you ask Boosie why his kid gotta behave like that, he's like, yo, you can't talk to him, man. He just. And then Ti be saying the same thing, that yo, that's king. I try to stop him, and you know these parents are some bullshit dads. You know what I mean? And I can't really see any good in Boosie. Like, we know that he's gonna always give to the poor and you know all of that. But evil people do good for an ulterior motive. You know what I mean? They have an ulterior motive whenever they do good, because some guy will just sucker punch another person, but then when they see like someone is about to come and see what's going on, they try to help up the person who they punched in the face. Right? They try to attend assist them, you know, because they don't want the person who is coming to see that they just punch the person in their face. So that's evil people. They do good just for an ulterior motive. So, and a lot of time people be like, but he's good. I've seen him done good. You don't know what you're saying, man. You don't know good people. Okay? Good people don't be doing them shit that Boosie be doing. Yeah. Now, the fact that Boosie was going at Kodak and I had covered it, right? I knew that I'd expect this, because karma is up, right? And this is the bitch that karma is. And she came for Boosie because Boosie escaped the prison, but he won't escape karma, right? And Boosie be saying the wrong things. Listen to the things that he be saying on his when he respond to what this girl is saying, right? And we're gonna go through the comments and all of that. Now look at this.
One night, my mother was asleep, and he came in and he started to abuse me. Then around that time, I actually can remember I was sleeping. It was midnight. It was dark. I was sleeping in my bed at my grandfather's house, and I can remember him sexually assaulting me, and he was on top of me. He was on top. He was on top of me, and I cried, and I kicked, and I screamed, and I told him to stop. One night, my mother was asleep, and
okay, so it starts all over again. Now the crying part may seem little overly exaggerated. I can understand. Some of y'all might think. However, I've seen it happen over and over where whenever these female are, when they find the courage to talk about what they have, you know, what they have endured, right? They seem to break down a lot. And sometimes it may seem forced, but it's very hard to tell, right? Because I've seen it where it was true and I had thought that the girl was lying, right? So don't just go and point fingers saying that, look, she's telling the truth or she's lying. Try to do the maths. That's what we show you. You can do maths on anything and find out, you know. So we're going to eventually do the maths on her and find out if she has any reason to lie and other false or red flags we can look out for. Because it titled that woman accused Boosie of sexually assaulting her when she was 5 years old. And she just told you, right? Rapper speaks out denying all allegation. That is Boosie. He had denied the allegation. You want to play with my name, bitch? I'ma show you. And now that makes Boosie seem suspicious. You want to play with me, my. Like if Boosie never really gave this so many aggression and attention, because you see, when something is true, it makes the person feel as if they really need to deal with the matter. You know what I mean? And then because Boosie had to deal, Boosie, he feels double time guilty with this. And the reason why I say that is because he has all these things are coming out on him. The other day when he was disrespecting Kodak Black, people was defending Kodak Black, putting out all these things that are on Boosie name that is tied and aligned to Boosie name, all of the negativities in the defense of Kodak Black, just as we've seen 50 Cent been doing and his fans been doing to T.I. and his family for disrespecting 50. You know what I mean? So that is what we're seeing here. Now we heard that Remy Ma got in the mix, and you can tell this girl resembles Remy Ma a lot. A bit maybe. Probably not a lot, but a bit. And Remy Ma now, she's filming a movie or making a movie about the Rick Ross life story, but she don't really she doesn't really tie Rick Ross name to her movie, but the storyline make people be attaching Rick Ross name to it, because the movie Remy Ma is making is about a police officer who turns rapper, you know what I mean, and steal a identity from a drug dealer, which is basically Rick Ross. It entails Rick Ross history, you know what I mean? So that's what is going on here now, but the thing is, Boosie is double time losing, right? Because he already has some current issues that is where police is investigating, that is currently, Boosie, as I said, his name is a suspect, you could say, right? And many people are already disappointed in him. And now this is the biggest disappointment, because this is why we lost R. Kelly to the streets and Bill Cosby at one point, even though Bill Cosby is free now. So yeah, Boosie is just getting his karma, man. You don't play with Kodak Black, okay? And then Buju Banton, I had identified Buju Banton as evil just before Wayne Wonder, the Jamaican famous, beautiful voice singer, right, had exposed Buju and Wayne Wonder wife as well. You know what I mean? Exposing Buju. So let's go to the other video, right, of her, because there's a couple slide here of her, right? Yeah, and we all know Wayne Wonder to be a good, humble, peaceful soul of a guy, right? So let's see. Okay, let's play this one again.
And I cried, and I kicked, and I screamed, and I told him to stop. One night, my mother was asleep, and he came in, and he started to abuse me then around that time. I actually can remember I was sleeping. It was midnight. It was dark. I was sleeping in my bed at my grandfather's house, and I can remember him sexually assaulting me, and he was on top of me. He was on top of me. And I cried, and I kicked, and I screamed, and I told him to stop. One night, my mother.
Yeah, now this Boosie respond to this girl is lame and it makes him seems guilty, saying, "You wanna play with my name? I'ma show you." You know, like I would more look for Boosie to be coming out saying that, look, man, this girl is trying to get that me because, so and so, because he would know her. But he doesn't say anything about knowing her and just venting this frustration. He's not trying to apply any um supportive like argument. Boozy is not trying to present any supportive argument for us to can say, okay, Boozy is trying to make some sense. And this is how you know evil people. Because she came out saying that, look, you raped her when she was 5 years old. And Boozy, he just going all wild, like without no not even like saying that I don't know this girl and Ray Ray, you know what I mean? Like where is she from and I don't know that. But I be seeing Boozy asking people for her information, her family information and pictures, and Boozy is willing to pay $1,000 a piece. If you get her history, you get her picture of her family, $1,000, a picture of her brother, $1,000, a picture of her high school, $1,000. So you could get $1,000 from Boozy right now with any information you can get on this girl that, it seems solid. So, and that crash out sort of just seems, artificial. Like that's not a way to go about someone telling lies on you that you don't know. You know what I mean? Like he definitely know this girl. This is the type of energy that you are when friends become enemies, as we were discussing earlier. You know? Yeah, so Boozy, look at his eyes and look at the shirt he's in. He's definitely under the sun god, the universe, the evil side of the universe. You get what I'm saying? That is what it is represent. But he has on 7. The 7 is God number. The orange is a God color. But I don't know. I don't know. Everyone is saying that this girl here is makeup. And why did she wear makeup? But every woman wear makeup. What are you talking about? Like she wants to look good for the camera. That is woman naturally. Okay? Some woman will come on the camera looking wild, but I think she wanted to present herself for the first time, you know, even though she possibly have her social media pages and active on all of them or whatever. So we'll have to find out more things about her eventually. So if she's lying, the truth will come out and I'll be the first to, correct myself. But why Boozy? Why choose Boozy? Like there's no reason clear because this Boozy and Kodak thing has been over with for a few days now, and then all this just came out. So I can't say this is a Kodak Black fan, Yeah, it doesn't seem like a Kodak Black fan trying to defend Kodak by bringing these dirt on Boozy. So let's go to the second slide to see what more she has to say.
He kept raping me. He wouldn't stop. And I can remember him whispering in my ear that I would never have a true love. He would always be my first love. I can remember me biting him, kicking, screaming for him to get off of me. I was having seizures. I can remember this man leaving me on the floor covered in blood. He left my grandfather's house and left me covered in blood, passed me a towel, told me that I had to clean so I can clean myself. He cleaned himself. He gave me a towel for me to clean myself. And I can't stop. He kept raping me. He wouldn't stop. And I can remember him whispering in my ear that I would never have a true love. He would always be my first love. I can remember me
Yeah. Hold on.
biting him, kicking, screaming for him to get off of me. I was having seizures. I can remember this man leaving me on the floor covered in.
Yeah, so it starts over. Now, I heard people in the comments saying that why her parents never brought her to the hospital or called the cops. You know what I mean? So we're going to hear more because I never went through all of it. I just watched the first part and realized what the whole thing was about. And, I had said I had to cover it. So I'm getting the time now to actually cover it. You know what I mean? And, yeah, so with all that, you know, like Boosie, like this girl, she isn't reading a script. There's no script. So this is something that she has been saying or remembering for a long time. This is no scripted thing. If you see her looking in the camera, she's just in the camera talking. She's not looking to the left to read off anything or looking down to read off. You know what I mean? And so far, I don't find any like unexplained or faults. I haven't find any fault in her story to say that. How can that make sense if you said this in the first slide and now you're saying this? But we're still looking out, you know what I mean? And then a lot of American dudes, they be like that. Because Charlemagne, the girl that he was, responsible for and was trusted by her parents to be taken care of at a party, right? And this was like before Charlemagne was this popular, right? And the girl was raped at the same party that I think Charlemagne had asked the girl who was a 15-year-old at the time, right? And Charlemagne was older, but he was trusted by her family. And, her family was aware that she's going to some party with Charlemagne, where he's going to be at. And they allowed her to go as a 15-year-old. And she was raped. And Charlemagne trust me, he was blamed for it, and he should be blamed for it. You know what I mean? Because you're the older one. You got her out of the house to get to the party. You are responsible for her being there somewhat, to some extent, to some degree. And a lot of Jamaica, we have a lot of men here in Jamaica like that too, especially the taxi men. They love the little school girls, these nasty ass taxi men here in Jamaica. They be dating and sleeping with the school girl, getting them pregnant. And a lot of them be giving the child to the school guys, the school boy friends who they have when it was the taxi men who would impregnate them. Okay? So a lot of Americans though, we see where they think that woman is something that they should try to drunk and try to, drug. Even though we've seen Cardi B talk about it, a lot of women are doing it now to men as well, drugging the men, and robbing them, or even unaliving them, because sometimes the potent of the chemical they use can be too strong. Like they'll use fentanyl and all type of things, and rob the guy and leave him in the hotel because these women are prostitution, right? So be careful, guys, and women, be careful of those men who wants to drug y'all too, So let's check out the third slide and see what we figure out. Okay, hold on.
Leaving the house, I was so tired. I had to crawl to my mother, covered in blood, to get help. He ruined bonds. He ruined my.
That's crazy.
For him leaving the house, I was so tired. I had to crawl to my mother, covered in blood, to get help. He ruined bonds. He ruined my.
Yeah, and that's the mother part where I was telling you guys earlier, where I told y'all that the comments were saying, why didn't her mom alert to the police or brought her to the hospital and so forth. But I mean, like, definitely, I don't know. I don't know how successful Boosie was at the time when she was 5. You know what I mean? I don't know what was going on with Boosie back then. If he had like the mother had trusted him like how they trusted Charlemagne, right? The 15-year-old parents, the girl, right? So we don't know. Sometimes the parents trust these guys, but never nowadays you can't be trusting no guys around your daughters, your niece and nephews. Yeah, you have to be careful. You can't be trusting them. No one. Because these are the things that a lot have been happening, and a lot of people been getting away with these things back in the days, right? So it's good for her to come forward with it, even if it was about me, right? We have to applaud her if it's true, you know, if it's true. And it seems true to me. It seems true to me. Like, why would she come out though? What? And Boosie doesn't say nothing about knowing her. You know what I mean? Like, I would be like, yo, who is this chick? Where she come from? I don't know her. Where's her mother? Those are the things I'll be saying. Where's her mother? Can your mother come out now and talk about this? When people are known to be truth tellers who are in the right, on the good side, good people, they don't just situation like these that they've been accused of. They won't be like going so hard as how Boosie be going. Like he wants to just battle with her. Without trying to assess or show your fans that you really want to get down to the base of the matter. You're not showing your fans that, Boosie, right? And then this is what Boosie does. Boosie read the comment on the video here, right? Because I think Hollywood Unlock. This page is run by Jason Lee, right? He's popular, bringing rumors, gossip, and all these things, celebrity gossip, and all these things, right? He's very popular. For many years, he has been on Instagram and been going viral with a lot of the thing that Tasha K has been doing now. Jason Lee have been known for doing that over like 10 years now, and before social media, I believe. But he has been well known amongst the celebrities. You get what I'm saying? So I believe this was the page that Boosie had get into the comments, right? Because this is the first to broadcast it. And maybe Jason Lee is the one who had chat with this girl, and she gave him the okay to have a sit down and to expose Boosie for what have been plaguing her for all her life. You know what I mean? Because if it happened when she was 5 and now she's an adult, you know what I'm saying? So she could battling with, the trauma. And it's very much possible that it happened. Very much. So Boosie had read these comments and he saw what the people are saying in his defense. And then Boosie took some of those comments what people are saying and he ran with them in his video. So Boosie isn't being authentic about his response. He's just using what the fans are saying. And I proved it because I seen him in another video. Because as I told you, I never came this far to these other slides. I just listened to what you were saying on the first slide. I never came through, but I knew I was going to vlog and cover this story and bring it to you with my truth. So with how I feel and what I see, what the universe speaks, you know what I'm saying? So Boosie is definitely on the evil side and he needs to make it right. Like with the universe and how it works, with evil people, the evil force do try to protect them and try to help them. They're the devil's people, and he bless them in their evil ways. They get evil blessing, right? Blessing that doesn't really last for long or forever. You know what I mean? So the thing is, when you're evil and on the evil side of life, because you have foolish people and you have wise men, wise women, and you have the fools, right? But even though we were taught not to call people fool, but the truth it is that many people are fools, you know. And the thing is, a fool is not just someone who can't read or write, you know. A fool is someone who knows what they are and isn't much afraid to, speak about their thing. But someone who is intelligent that can't read or write, they will always have that energy to learn, right? They should have that energy to be around brilliant mind people. Because if they can't read and can't write and be hanging with other people who can't teach them a thing, then it shows that they're not on the good side. They're not intelligent at all. You know what I mean? So yeah. So we got this out of the way. Let's skip to the other one. This Boosie
They got this lying ass bitch and gave me fake accusations, saying I raped her when she was 5 years old.
That's some serious accusation.
And gave me the worst accusation a man can have in the world, bro, you know. So I'm suing this bitch for defamation of character. I just left the lawyer's office. I need her real name. I got $1,000 to anybody who got her real name. I need her brother's real name, her cousin's real name, her mama real name, her grandpa real name. I'm gonna take everything from this bitch. If you know her kids' names, the schools they go to, I won't post them. I'm finna show this bitch that I'm not to be fucked with. I mean, this some crazy shit, you know.
He just gave away himself. Boosie said, this is some old, and then he said, this is some crazy shit. Right? He was about to say, this is some old shit that had came back to haunt me. That is what he was about to say. Look, Boosie gave away himself. Oh my God. Boosie said, this is some old, and then he said, this is some crazy shit. Look.
I need her brother's real name, her cousin's real name, her mama real name, her grandpa real name. I'm gonna take everything from this bitch. If you know her kids' names, the schools they go to, I won't post them. I'm finna show this bitch that I'm not to be fucked with. I mean, this some crazy shit. You know?
See, he said this some old, then he said this some crazy shit. You see him rubbing his head? That is headaches. You don't get headaches for you to be. Look how he's looking in the ceiling. He's worrying. He's worried about this. Look at his eyes. They're so red. They're like water in his eyes. He want to cry because he can't believe that it's haunting him. Believe me. Right? And he's rubbing his head. He's getting a headache from this. Boosie that has his name called on so many shit closely to this, like with the setting up of his friend who won the dice game, losing, all his money he won. Right? And those bets were some big money. He walked away with a Louis V bag full of cash that he had won in his gambling, right? And he had trusted Boosie, right? And this is just crazy. So Boosie, look at him rubbing his head. Look at him. Look at that. Look how he's behaving. Look at that. You see how he did his lips? That even, that speaks volumes. You know what I mean? It's telling. Like the way he licked his lips, there he go again. You see that licking the lip thing? It's basically his emotion, right? Taking hold of him and his rightful emotion. Because your emotion, it won't lie. And that licking of the lips and folding your lips in such a situation when you're addressing such thing, all the behavioral pattern is from that accusation, right? And the licking of the lips is like him having sympathy on this girl. Because if it was like something very seriously like where he knew he had done no wrong to deserve, if it was something he knew he had done nothing to deserve, he wouldn't be licking his lips like that. You know? So you can tell that his body is giving off a friendly type of, you know, peaceful vibes, but yet still the words coming out from his mouth is offensive to the female, right? The words are different from his bodily action, you know? Look at him. You have to know and see it much deeper. We're going to take a look at the next slide, but this was very much important, you know what I'm saying?
Paid this girl to do this shit, but whoever paid him, you done. I mean, you done. But I'm suing this girl for defamation of character on my name. Anybody, I got money, bro. Anybody got this girl name, I got money. You got where she work at. I'm trying to get this shit filed to her. All you blogs, I'm sending a cease and desist. I'm gonna sue y'all motherfuckers too.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
I'm lost for words right now.
You ain't suing me.
You trying to make some money today, give me this information. I need all information on this girl. Everything you can possibly think of. I'm paying for information on this girl. I mean, somebody probably paid this girl to do this shit, but whoever paid them, you done. I mean, you done. But I'm suing this girl for defamation of character on my name. Anybody, I got money, bro. Anybody got this girl name, I got money. You got where she work at. I'm trying to get this shit filed to her. All you blogs, I'm sending a cease and desist. I'm gonna sue y'all motherfuckers too. But I'm lost for words right now, bro. You trying to make some money today, give me this information. I need all information on this girl. Everything you can possibly think of. I'm paying for information on this girl. I mean, somebody probably paid this girl.
Yeah, so this is another big guilty sign here. Like there's almost three guilty sign in this one here, but nothing as powerful as when he said this is some old, you know, and then he cut it and said this is some crazy shit. You know what I mean? And here is one where he attacked the vloggers, right? He said, and I'm suing all you vloggers, that, you know, like he's basically saying, because he never went into detail about the moment he said he's coming for your vloggers, right? Meaning that if anyone puts out the story and make Boosie in a bad light, as I'm doing here somewhat, even though I'm telling y'all that his signs are guilty, his body language and the things that he's saying is actually proof that, you know, he's guilty. The only way that this guy here could not be guilty, Boosie Badazz, right, is if he's just dumb and just giving off the wrong impression through his body language and all that he has said. You know what I mean? And the fact that he also, you know, he said he wants to sue the girl and getting lawyer. He doesn't know her real name. Can you sue someone without knowing their real name, though? You know what I mean? So that's a half that I told you, almost 3 points of exposure on him being in the bad right now, you know? And there's also another one I'm trying to remember here. Yeah, he's saying, he was like, I don't know what to say about this. Like, what do you mean you don't know what to say about this? Why you so broken down over this? You know what I mean? I hear people in the comments about, you know, Boosie don't play about them kids. Like, come on, these are the same people who will, like, do your daughter things and would actually unalive somebody else or unalive you for doing his daughter what he has done to your daughter. You know, you have a lot of people like that. And this is what the energy is giving off from Boosie. You know, he's talking about money also. He's saying that I don't know who give her this give her money to do that, but it's like someone paid her, and then he is now battling that side. Oh, he's saying money is involved on that side. Now he wants to use money on his side, saying that I've got money, I'm ready, and we're like he's trying to take it on a money type of battling thing. Like that's unnecessary. You get what I'm saying? You have to see this thin line, okay? Boosie's crying. Why is he crying? Cause he's lying. He lying. That iron. Just can't hide it. Cause he moving real slow. Wiping his nose. Letting go over she. Said that she was five when Boosie climbed upon her body. Said he left her on the floor, left her with her mommy. Boosie run up through the door in the middle of the nighty. Tell Eminem the whitey to go in studio and write me a song about Boosie and all this nighty and go and type me a song but like me and then bite me if you smite me. Let's go see what the last slide be. Hey B, hey, yeah, let's see.
That's the worst shit ever. I mean, this bitch fake crying on the internet. Like this is a damn shame. You know the lengths people go. But yeah, if you trying to make you a quick 5,000 a day, I need information on this girl. I need her real name, addresses, all that, man. You know, I'm gonna show this bitch I ain't to be fucked with. I'm finna. You want Joe's bitch? You want play with me? You want play with my name, bitch? I'm gonna show you. Man, that's the worst shit ever. I mean,
The worst shit ever.
this bitch fake crying on the internet. Like this is a damn shame. You know the lengths people go. But yeah, if you trying to make you a quick 5,000 a day, I need information on this girl. I need her real name, addresses, all that, man. You know, I'm gonna show this bitch I ain't to be fucked with. I'm finna. You want Joe's bitch? You want play with me? You want play with my name, bitch? I'm gonna show you. Man, that's the worst shit ever. I mean, this bitch.
Yeah, all right. So we've got another big, strong point here for the girl again. Because Boozy failed to look in the camera for one good second. Look at him. He failed to look in the camera because the people are on it and they're watching his eyes. His eyes are the windows to his soul. Right? Look at him. Every time he look on the camera, this is the longest he ever looked on the camera. But look at him. He can't look in the camera. And when you're talking the truth, look at him. He can't be looking in the camera. He's looking all elsewhere, but not in the camera. That is the biggest sign too of guilt. So all these signs of guilt Boozy is displaying. The only thing that the girl probably had done that is a bit shady is the crying part. But you know, we can't say because as I told you, I had misjudged girls before who had said that they have been great. And I thought it was a lie because I saw them fake crying. Like it almost seemed as if they fake crying. But women are just very delicate, soft, and you know, a lot of them, not all of them. Some are very masculine nowadays. A lot of them are very masculine. But with a woman voice, a lot of time I have to be telling women to speak louder because they be standing so far away and be whispering and they're trying to say something to you, you know. So that makes you have to wonder too. But that is just woman, and that is why their cry can seem fake sometimes, but it's actually not. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So Boozy guilty, and I say 30 years. He will get he will get a 20-year sentence for this because the thing is, Boozy is challenging her when the normal celebrities would remain quiet and silent and pay no mind. They won't respond. Probably in a post they would respond, you know, and say things like, "We have noticed some things have been said, however, whatever, whatever." But the fact that Boozy came out so fast, like it has to be true. Like, I mean, why would you give it so much attention and then you display? This reminds me of our Jamaican singer Richie Steven when he was accused of raping the Chinese girl, right? Which most of us believe he had did. And he's also on the side of evil because we see him come out defending Bounty Killer, right? When Bounty Killer disrespecting Vibes Cartel, who had done no wrong. But we know Bounty Killer just hate Vibes Cartel for success, right? And a lot of them, even Buju Banton and a lot of them, you name it, the Sizzler Kalonji, all of them, they want more money than what Cartel is getting. That is why they go everywhere now saying that they use bands and they perform and shout louder and they be because they're comparing what Cartel do and they're comparing his performance and they want to, you know, they're actually like promoting themselves to the promoters and telling the promoters with every media um that they go on, they always be saying these things. It's all about money right now for them. Because Vibes Cartel are mad them. And them money I go kill them. Tell them to free up them conscience and low Rastafari children. Yeah, cause remember Cartel are Rastafari pitney, Can't go around it, you see me? So I think this is the end of it, guys. Yeah, but Boosie, we have found it. He's gonna do a 20-year for this because he's challenging the girl when he should stay quiet, right? Because he know it's true. The best thing to do is to have people telling you that Boosie, there's a girl saying that you raped her and man, I ain't deal with that shit, man. Let that go. Let's see how far it go. I ain't paying that shit no mind. That is how Boosie should have dealt with it. But because there's so much dirt been on Boosie name in the media from the other day for so long too, you know, he feels compelling force. The fact that it's true, he feels force because energy work against energy and it cause a reaction and in human behavioral patterns. Okay, so we're gonna end it here. Yeah, I'm out.